Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Is anyone out there?
Another salesperson enduring the endless search. Exhausting. If you want to get right to the right conversations, you need LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Whether you're looking for new leads or strengthening existing relationships at your top accounts, get right to the right conversations with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Try LinkedIn Sales Navigator now with a free 60-day trial at linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial.
Terms and conditions apply!
Out here, there's no one way of doing things. No unwritten rules. And no shortage of adventure. Because out here, the only requirement is having fun. Bank of America invites kids 6 to 18 to golf with us. For a limited time, sign them up for a free 1-year membership, giving them access to discounted tee times at thousands of courses. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/golf with us. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Restrictions apply. See BofA.com/golf with us for complete details. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
The NFL draft is over. And let's react and discuss how Howie Roseman did on this weekend's draft and how the Eagles' future looks going forward. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast series covering news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pinpoll Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel, every single morning here, covering all these news and notes. And you can also find me hosting Trending in the AM and more on the STT Sports Network. I got my YouTube channel linked below. I greatly appreciate a subscribe on it. Sitting at 511 subscribers as I'm recording this. So greatly appreciate you guys clicking and subscribing to my YouTube channel as well. The NFL draft is over, and the Philadelphia Eagles wrapped up, in my opinion, what was a very successful draft, but also a draft that tells a lot of stories. And let's just run through these picks. And throughout this week, we're going to do deeper dives into some of these players, deeper dives in some of the meanings. I'm just giving you an instant reaction and instant thoughts on each name and some of the theories on these things. First and foremost, the Eagles, I'm not even going to go into all the trades, but they did make a trade on night one, moving up one spot to draft Alabama linebacker Jahad Campbell, a top 10, 12 prospect, all intents and purposes, 6'3 linebacker, 244 pounds, a guy that is going to step in day one next to Zach Bond, a guy that can play outside and inside, a guy that can literally do it all. A lot of Micah Parsons comparisons being floated around out there. I don't like to put those kind of, comparisons because I do think he is going to stick more inside than outside, unlike what other people think. But wow. How he fell all the way to the Eagles, I don't know. It's crazy. It's excellent. Fantastic pick by the Eagles there. That is your first pick, and he is going to start day one for the Philadelphia Eagles. Second pick of the draft, Andrew Makuba, Texas safety in the second round. Kind of surprised there were some other safeties on the board, but he's a 5'11", 186-pound safety. He's a guy that plays safety, but also plays the slot, can also be a box defender, a guy that's going to literally bounce all over the field. Again, you're going to hear a lot of trends with a lot of these things where a lot of these guys can play multiple positions and do multiple things. But that tells me that they're not sold on Sidney Brown to start. I think Makuba is your starting safety as of this moment on this Eagles team next to Reed Blankenship. Ty Robinson, they traded out of the third round. We'll get into that throughout the week. Some of Howie's missteps maybe. But they traded back, and in the fourth round, they picked up Ty Robinson from Nebraska, a 6'5", 290-pound defensive tackle, pass rushing defensive tackle, to fill in that Milton Williams role. The guy's a beast. He can rush the passer. He can play on the outside or the inside as well. Had 7 sacks last year and 7 sacks, 42 pressures in his career at Nebraska. He was only good last year. That's a little downside. Is he one-hit wonder? We'll find out. But he's a guy that's going to step in and play a lot of snaps right away for the Eagles and get a lot of pressure. In round 5, they had 3 picks. They took Mac McWilliams, an undersized cornerback from UCF. That tells me that Keely Ringo is going to be your starting cornerback 2 next year. He's a developmental project, a guy that can play in the slot and the outside. We'll see what he is. Smile Mondin Jr., Georgia linebacker. Depth at the linebacker position. Drew Kendall, center from Boston College. Colin McCord, St. Joe's prep kid, Syracuse quarterback, originally with Ohio State, then transferred to Syracuse. He was a 6th-round pick along with Miles Hinton, Michigan offensive tackle, Cameron Williams, a Texas tackle, and Antoine Powell Ryland, Virginia Tech edge rusher. They were your draft selections from the Philadelphia Eagles. Then they went into the undrafted free agent market and tapped somebody that could have gone in the 4th, as high as the 4th round, maybe 5th round, Holland Pierce lineman from Rutgers. He might be your eventual replacement for Lane Johnson. At least he's a guy that they're going to start grooming for that, a 6'8", 341-pound guy. Played right tackle and left tackle in his career at Rutgers. They also love this undrafted free agent signing, Maxon Hook, safety from Toledo. Guy that could have gotten drafted late in the draft, did not. But he's best friends with Quinion Mitchell. They were roommates at Toledo together. Taking care, I think it's something to it where, bringing in, Quinion or bringing in a star player's friend / roommate / somebody to make them feel comfortable. Love that pick up there at safety. Montrell Johnson, running back from Florida. The Eagles didn't draft a running back, but they did bring in 2. Montrell Johnson from Florida being the first one as an undrafted free agent. The other being Shunderick Powell from Central Arkansas. One's a really big guy. Powell's a small guy. Taylor Morin, wide receiver from Wake Forest. He was brought in, as well as B.J. Mays, cornerback from Texas A&M. Brandon Johnson, safety from Oregon. And finally, Lance Dixon, a Toledo linebacker. So there's 3 guys from Toledo. So we were the Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now we're turning into the Toledo. I don't even know what Toledo's mascot is. But that is the new names that are added to the Philadelphia Eagles. All in all, because of Jihad Campbell, Andrew Makuba, and Ty Robinson, 3 guys that are going to contribute immediately. I find the draft overall a major success for the Eagles. Now, I do think the rest of the NFC East did have good drafts. We'll get into what the Cowboys and Commanders and Giants did later this week. But it was a very successful draft for the Eagles, one that early in the draft with Makuba and Campbell fell not how we expected. No top 30 visit guys were brought in here, but guys that we did do a lot of investigation in. And Jihad Campbell with Zach Bond on this defense is just going to be crazy. And a key thing that I've noticed, all these guys are interchangeable pieces. They can play multiple positions, positionless football, which is things that Vic Fangio likes to do. And this draft, and the fact that the first, 5 picks or 6 picks? Let me go back here. 4, 5. The first 6 picks were all defensive players. The fingerprints on this draft are all about Vic Fangio and his communication with Howie Roseman on what he needs to continue to have one of the most dominant defenses in football going forward. And I think that is. And it does tell a story. Nakobe Dean, maybe he's going to take a while to heal. Sidney Brown, they're not ready for him. Jordan Davis might not be able to take on an extra workload with Ty Robinson being the pickup. And Mac McWilliams, can't speak this evening. Mac McWilliams, tells me that they might not be ready, or that they are ready to unleash Keely Ringo on the outside. So this draft told us a lot. This draft was fantastic, in my opinion. Let me know. Join Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network throughout the week to give me your thoughts on it. And throughout this week, we'll get into a little bit more deep dive into some of these names and some of the depth on this team now after the draft, along with looking at the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Giants, and some of the other things that, like Shedeur Sanders dropping to the 18th round in the draft. That was quite the scenario there. And Mel Kiper, you got to rethink your process on how you handle situations like that on ESPN. But guys, everybody enjoy your Monday. It's going to be a fantastic week of Eagles content and talk all over the Pinpole Podcast Network and all over the STT Sports Network. So guys, make sure you're following along both networks. I'm Phil Steifel. This is the Eagles Checkdown. Go Birds. Bubbles up.
Llévate más de lo que esperas todos los días con el nuevo McValue en McDonald's. Ahora puedes comprar uno y sumarle otro por $1. Así que cuando tu equipo favorito enfrente a sus rivales, enfrenta tus antojos con $5 Meal Deals. Y si estás corriendo para alcanzar el desayuno, corre a la para llevarte ofertas antes del cutoff. Tú decides, y con McValue, tu decisión siempre rinde más. Precios y participación pueden variar. BOGO $1 válido para un producto de igual o menor valor. Debe estar registrado en Rewards para ofertas en el app.
Uh-oh. The last cookie.
You can get a new box of cookies in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express Delivery.
Are you my guilty self-conscience?
No, I'm the voice offering you promo code EXPRESS for free delivery on your first order.
Hey, who ate my cookies?
You mean, these cookies?
Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Promotion valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Spring is here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.